But a survey by the National Kitchen and Bath Association found that nearly 70% of its members say their businesses have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, with roughly half saying they've had projects outright delayed or even canceled. This as homebuilder sentiment reaches its lowest point since June of 2012. You can see that plunge there. And it suffers its biggest monthly drop on record. Joining me now is Bill Darcy, CEO of the National Kitchen and Bath Association. Bill, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I have a particular interest in this, as many Americans do, because I did a number of home improvement projects last year. I had three things supporting me. I had historically low interest rates, I had a record high stock market, and I had rising home equity. Now, one of those things, the stock market, has been kicked away from that stool. What exactly is that doing then to the national remodeling picture?
Pointed out, 68% of our members feel significantly impacted by COVID-19, not surprising. 50% projects delayed and just less than 20% canceled. The pipeline is still, because pre-COVID-19, there was a lot going on, as you said. There's a lot of work to be done, and our members are staying busy probably through the month here with those pipeline work. Consumers seem to be willing to continue with those projects that are in the middle of the project. So
if they're in the middle of the project, I can see them getting done. But how able are people to actually say, I want to start a new bath project right now, but I don't want people in my home going back and forth through there. I don't want maybe people going through and inspecting things or giving estimates. And maybe as a worker, an employee, I don't feel comfortable going into somebody else's house if I don't know exactly how things are in terms of a health situation there.
Right. I think the ones that are having success with consumers that feel some stability in whatever their finances are using virtual tools. We hear about virtual inspections, even with local municipalities. They're doing virtual design, e-design. So as much as they can, they want to keep that pipeline moving. However, reality is many people are hesitant to kind of start something new and fresh right now. So, there was a lot of demand and a lot of projects in place pre-COVID. It's a matter of really when we can get back to some sense of normalcy here, when people can really do what they were doing pre-COVID.
So, Bill, you bring up an excellent point here, because one of the things that we've been talking about with regard to getting America back up and running is just how quickly some industries can do it. So how quickly can home improvement, home remodeling pick up if we were to say, however, by governors or the president or anybody else says, hey, things are safe, go back to work, how quickly can they ramp up?
Our NKBA members can pick up pretty quick in the planning process. It's not a lot to turn that around. What I worry about, though, is a supply chain. Sometimes, any factories that have been closed, how quickly can you restart those? When will there be some, issues with supply? But right now, there was so much built up supply pre-COVID because of the boom in the market. I think that will carry us forward for a while.
So let's talk a little bit here now about what the trends were for home remodeling before COVID-19, and then what you think it will take to get back to those same trend levels, and how quickly you think you can actually get there if the economy reopens, hypothetically, either late this spring or early summer.
It's interesting because a lot of people, of course, sheltering in place, spending a lot of times in their homes right now. Wellness pre-COVID was such an important part of the remodeling process. And, when you are spending an inordinate amount of time in your home and working and living there and staying there as nearly 100% of your time, we find that people, are doing some small DIY projects to give them some sense of normalcy and control, where I think that will lead to, in the future, even more interest in remodeling. So I think there's, you hate to say a silver lining with the crisis that we have going on right now, but you'd really try to look for business opportunities in the future. And I think this is, investing in your home seems to be a really good idea, outside of when the health crisis subsides some.